Fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Hey, mama. If you are a mom and are tired of the wash, rinse, repeat burnout cycle of motherhood, this podcast is for you. If you feel lonely and isolated in your motherhood journey, this podcast is for you. If you feel like you have completely lost your identity since your babies were born, this podcast is for you. If you feel like every other mom has it together except for you, this podcast is for you. My name is Amanda, and I'm a life coach dedicated to teaching every mom the tools she needs to liberate herself off the back burner. I am living proof that a woman can be present and loving to her kids while also being a whole-ass person outside of being that kid's mom. The secret? Learning when to say fuck it. Hello, my wonderful mamas. So if you're watching the video, you're going to notice a slightly different background, and it's just me continuing to figure out how to record in my space, my new space upstairs in my bedroom. So I moved my office upstairs because my kids started their own business. It's called Sisterly Bracelets, and they have a website and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. So I was tired of sharing a space with them because the beads are everywhere. They're all over the floor. They were all over the house, and that has finally got the kebab put on it because I was sick of that. And plus the dog almost died. I already told that story though. But anyways, so move myself upstairs, and I'm still just trying to figure out the whole lighting thing. My office downstairs, I had the desk right up against the wall with the window. So I had all this beautiful natural light, which is what I'm using today, but I had to angle myself because before, in previous episodes, I was using this diva light. What is it? A ring light. And I keep getting really bad headaches from using it. I don't know if it's just too close to my face or if my eyes are just sensitive because I'm getting old, but it was giving me really bad headaches. And it was also making my vision foggy, actually fuzzy. It looked like, for contact wearers, when you have something on your contact lens and it makes the whole world look a little bit fuzzy, that's what it makes my eyes do. And it wasn't the contacts, it was my eyes. So I have to figure something else out. So for right now, this is it. You probably can see my messy closet behind me. I have two closets in my room. My room is a normal size, but there's two closets for some reason. I obviously don't use this one for my clothes. It's just a storage thing. And then I had to take the door off of it to get space on the wall for my desk. But we're making it work. And I've never promised perfection here. That's not what we're about here at Fuck It Mothering is perfection. I've promised to show up for you guys authentically. So here we are. I took my dog for a walk this morning, and I just wanted a nice brisk walk to get the blood pumping before I dove into this Monday. And by the time we got about 3 houses down, I was really frustrated because life wasn't following my manual. And I thought it was really, really rude that it wasn't following my manual, because here I was trying to be not peppy, but positive on a Monday morning, and couldn't even get that. The dog was on his second shit already. I don't know what it is about my dog. He poops so much on walks. But this was a little ridiculous because it was so quickly. We didn't even make it off our property before the first poop came out, which is, fine, whatever. And then 2 houses down, he's shitting again. And I'm like, what the fuck? Can we at least get going before we have to stop 50,000 times? And he's a boy, so he has to fucking piss on every blade of grass. Even when he's phantom peeing. If you guys have dogs and you have a male dog, please tell me I am not alone in this phantom peeing nonsense where he's he'll go through the whole routine, the entire routine of like sniffing around for the exact spot he wants to pee on, lifting his leg, and I'm watching. Fucking nothing comes out because he's already dry. Like he's already peed on so many blades of grass that his bladder literally, and his extra bladder, the like extra bladder that boy dogs apparently have to mark, that one's even empty. And he's still just phantom peeing like a jackass. And I'm like, no, I'm not stopping so that we can phantom pee. This is a walk. Let's walk. All I wanted was a walk where we actually were walking instead of pooping every other house and listening to a podcast. I had my earbuds in and it just kept cutting in and out and in and out and in and out. And I was like, so done. And it's such a small, stupid thing, right? But the sneaky thought that came up in the back of my mind was like, all I wanted was to do this one little thing for myself, and I can't even have this. Like, I do everything for everyone else. Seriously, universe, is this like too much to ask to just go on a walk and have my podcast play in my ear? Sneaky, right? But I caught it right away because of all the work that I've been doing on myself, consistent work for years at this point. I caught it right away. And I was like, okay, Amanda, you need to calm down. It's not a problem that life isn't following your manual. This doesn't mean that the universe is out to get you or that nobody appreciates everything that you do for everybody. It just means that you're not entitled for life to go the way that you planned it to. The dog is going to be a dog. You chose to bring him. You knew he was going to take at least 3 shits. Okay. That always happens. Like, why are we surprised about this? And as far as the earbuds go, sometimes technology sucks ass. Like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So like, calm your tits. You have 2 choices here. You can either continue to fight with this technology that clearly doesn't feel like working today, or you can just put your fucking earbuds away and just walk and just listen to the breeze and the fucking birds and shit. So I chose the latter option and I had a lovely walk, which is exactly what I wanted. But it got me thinking, like Amanda from a few years ago would not have had that reaction. I would have like been stuck in that victim thought of like, I can't have just this one little thing for myself after I do everything for everyone else. And I wanted to write a podcast episode about it because I see moms get stuck there all the time, right? And maybe it looks a little bit different. Maybe it's, hang on, I wrote examples down. I actually wrote notes this time, guys. Oh, right. Maybe it's like when your kid disrupts the bedtime routine by coming out of their bed 50 fucking times for no goddamn reason. And it also is disrupting your time that you have left to yourself because you waited until the very end of the day to give to yourself. And you lose your mind a little bit because it kind of feels like your kid is stealing your time from you after you just gave them all day long. And it's an irrational, subconscious thought, but it's still there, right? We are still thinking and feeling like, I kind of feel like I gave you everything already today, so fuck off, okay? Or maybe it looks like your partner asking you to do something in the time between dance drop off and dance pickup when you were planning on sitting in the parking lot and reading that book that you've had for 6 months that you haven't had time to pick up because you haven't created the time for yourself to read it. And so you get your feathers ruffled a little bit like, ugh, why can't you fucking do it? Why do I always have to do everything? Why am I always the one doing everything for everybody? But then you go do it anyways. Moms typically wait until we're on the verge of a breakdown to finally do something for ourselves, right? We will do everything for everybody else except for ourselves forever And right when we're at the point where we're just viewing life through this veil of unshed tears, where like if we blink, they're going to all just cascade. That's when we wait. We wait until that point to finally be like, I need to do something for myself now. But we also say it like that, where it's like everyone else's problem that we haven't taken care of ourselves. And now it's not entirely our fault. We are socialized to do this. Women are socialized to put everybody else first. We are socialized to anticipate everybody else's needs and not pay attention to our own. We are socialized to be happy and pleasant and work hard quietly and wait to be recognized and rewarded. Okay? But we're here now. We're here at the Fuck It Mothering podcast, which means that we want to do better than our socialization. We want to do better than the thoughts that somebody else gave us. We want to learn how to take control over our own lives, over our own emotional security and intelligence. That's why we're here. So today's a tough love buttercup podcast. All right. I'm going to hold you accountable because that's the only way that any of us get results is when we take responsibility for our own results. We are always, always, always responsible for our own results. That's not to say that I don't have complete and utter compassion and empathy for you. If you are at that point where like you're breaking all the time and you feel like nobody gives a shit and nobody sees you and nobody cares about everything that you do. I care. And your family does too. Okay. But it's not their job to make you feel okay. That's always your job. So the fix. First, we need to recognize our socialization and start deprogramming ourselves. We need to realize that this way of being, of putting everybody else first, of not taking care of ourselves, of not even knowing how to take care of ourselves and feeling selfish every time we try, we need to recognize that those are all results of somebody else's programming. Start there, of just becoming aware of it. Okay. Because this whole narrative of I have to come last in order for my family to thrive, it's not working. It's not working at all. And you know what? It's a lie. Your family needs you to be thriving in order to thrive because you are a part of your family. So if you're hanging on by a thread, your family is not thriving, honey. We may not have been able to help our we may not have chosen our socialization, right? Like we can't help it, but that doesn't mean that we have to remain victims to it, right? Now that we are aware of it and we become aware of it, it just now takes asking ourselves, how do I actually want to live my life? And then going to work on breaking down everything we know to be true and learning how to create our own worth, value, and happiness. Because your family will never, ever, ever be able to make you feel worthy if you aren't already living in the knowing of your worthiness. If you continue to look outside of yourself for worth, value, and happiness, you're just going to be stuck on a roller coaster that someone else is operating. Loewentheil from Unfuck Your Brain podcast, go listen to that if you haven't yet. She talks about how we tend to treat people as emotional validation machines. And vending machines, validation vending machines. And I love that analogy because that's what we do, right? We have a day where we're feeling like a piece of shit and we're like, oh God, I need to go find somebody to tell me that I'm not a piece of shit so that I don't have to feel this way. Or, oh my God, Johnny is so distant. I wonder if I did something wrong. I wonder if he's mad at me. Oh my God, I'm just going to be an anxious mess until he tells me that we're okay because I really need to know that we're okay so that I can be okay. But for moms, it usually comes up around housework, right? Like we walk in to a room that was tidy and then the tiny tyrant assholes that we live with fucking destroyed it. And we take it like a personal offense, like they did something purposefully to us as a person. And then we get really mad and really hurt when they don't want to stop doing whatever fun thing that they're doing to go clean it up. And our inner monologue and sometimes our outer monologue will sound a lot like, do you little shits have any idea of what I do for you? Is it really so much of me to ask for you to just clean up after yourself? It really hurts my feelings that you don't respect me. Sound familiar? I know it does. Now, this next part is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyways because I am here for your growth. I am invested in your growth as a person, and I know that you can handle it. Your children's desire to do the chores has abso-fucking-lutely nothing to do with their opinion of you as their mom. And also, respect is not a feeling and it's not a circumstance. And I know that it's not a circumstance because if you polled 10 people about the qualifications for that would need to be met in order for them to feel respected by another person, they're all going to have a different opinion. They're all going to have a different opinion because respect is actually a thought. So if you don't feel respected, it is because of a thought that you are creating in your own brain about yourself. Taking us to church today because we need it. Maybe you have some subconscious idea of measuring your success as a mom with the tidiness of your house or the strictness of your kids' chore schedule. Or maybe the subconscious thought is you're tethering your ability to be okay with the okayness of your surroundings. So if your house looks okay, then you can feel okay. But if your house is a mess, it makes you feel like a mess. But really what's happening is it's bringing to light the mess that's already in there that you are packing down and not dealing with. Or maybe you have a subconscious worry about what other people are going to say about you if they see how messy your house is. But whatever the thought is or wherever it's coming from, it's not your kid's job or your partner's job or your mom's job or your mother-in-law's job to manage that for you. It's also not their job to not make any snippy comments when they come over to your house in order for you to feel okay. You feeling okay is always 100% on you, no matter what other people are saying, no matter how your kids are acting, no matter how much effort your partner puts into housework, no matter anything happening outside of you, your ability to feel okay is always 100% your responsibility. Which might sound a little bit harsh, but it's actually really fantastic news because you, my darling listener, are only in control of you. That's it. You can't control your kids. You can't control your partner. You can't control your boss. You cannot control your mother or your mother-in-law. You can only control yourself. So this truth that your ability to feel okay, your sense of worth and value, and your ability to be happy, all being on you, it's actually the best fucking news in the world because that means no one else can ever take those things away from you ever again. But if you're constantly looking outside of yourself for validation, constantly looking for someone else to tell you you're worthy as a human being, you're doing a good job, to make you happy, to make you feel loved, if you're always looking outside of yourself for those things, then you're giving away all of your power. You're giving away your ability to be happy and to feel love and to feel value and worth as a person. And you're putting it in the hands of someone else. Don't wait until you are Moira Rose threatening to air dry, screaming down the street unless someone brings you a fucking towel before you start taking care of yourself. If you notice yourself taking everything that happens in life personally, take a step back and ask yourself, wait, okay, what is this really about? What am I making this mean about me? Replace the thought a good mom has to come last with a good mom leads by example and fucking takes care of herself first. Just because we have thoughts does not mean that we have to keep them. Thoughts are just sentences that your brain is offering to you. And your brain is always trying to help you. Just doesn't do a very good job all the time. So if you're noticing thoughts that aren't serving you as a person or the woman that you want to become, throw them in the fucking trash. Just toss them without any hesitation, without letting it mean anything about you as a person, because it doesn't have to. And work on replacing those thoughts with new ones that serve you and the woman that you want to become. And if you don't know how to do that, if you don't even know where to start, if you're feeling overwhelmed just trying to think about it, schedule a consultation, because that's what I'm here for. I literally am dedicating my life to teaching women how to do this for themselves, because it changed my life and I know it will change yours. So I'm going to leave you guys with this question. And I don't care what time it is when you're listening to this. If it's the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, or if it's fucking 9 p.m. at night, the day is not over. What can you do for yourself today? Something that will only exist just to bring you joy or pleasure or comfort. Something that is not productive. It's not something to tick off of your to-do list. It'll only exist to bring you joy. What is that thing? As small as it may be, make sure it happens today. And then keep doing that every single day. It's the best place to start. Something small, just for you, every single day. You can do this. See you guys next week. Are you living your one wild life to the fullest? You're not? Why the fuck not? What are you waiting for? The time to live is now, mama. Do not wait until your youngest is in college. Let your dreams hire me for an hour so I can explain how I can help you achieve any goal in your life. You've put yourself off long enough. It's time to pour into you. The link to schedule your 60-minute complimentary consultation is in my show notes. Join the community of Fuck It Moms by following me on Instagram and Facebook at Fuck It Mothering. That's fuck without the U. So FCK It Mothering. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you never miss your weekly encouragement. And please rate, review, comment, and share. All of these things help with the algorithms, so that way when other overwhelmed moms are looking for encouragement, they can find me. Every month, I give away one of my favorite books and a Starbucks card to a lucky winner. All you have to do to enter is write a review or tag me in social media when you share an episode. See you next Sunday, gorgeous.